Hello, my name is Jim. Welcome to my booktube channel about books and reading and stuff. In this video I want to look at my March TBR, and this is a quick update of my March TBR, the books I intend to read in March.
In my reading journal I've managed to colour in 2 books so far for the month of March.
So I've finished 2 books from my TBR. There are 2 books which I haven't started yet, and there are 3 books which I'm currently reading. I think 3 is enough to be currently reading. Any more and it gets a bit messy. Desmond Tutu once said there's only one way to eat an elephant, and that is one bite at a time. This is my mammoth, the March of the Mammoths and a Karenina. I did start this in January, and now I'm up to page 444. I'm enjoying it so far, but I've been reading other things at the same time. This could take me another couple of months to finish. For March the Moderns, I'm reading Strong Poison by Dorothy L. Sayers. Here we have a woman accused of murder, accused of murdering her former lover with arsenic. I wonder why in all these murder mysteries it's always arsenic. There must be hundreds of different poisons, but almost always when you have a murder mystery, it's arsenic is the chief poison. And it's interesting here, Harriet Vane, who's accused of murder, is herself a mystery writer, and her excuse for having the arsenic was she was doing research for her book to see how easy it was to buy arsenic over the counter. In this novel we have Lord Peter Wimsey is Dorothy L. Sayers' Hercule Poirot, but maybe not quite as egotistical as Hercule Poirot, but not far off. The third book I'm reading is Noir. This is a dark, edgy cyberpunk novel by K.W. Jeter. Jeter also wrote the sequels to the Blade Runner series. This is set in an apocalyptic future on a big conurbation around the Pacific Rim, which is known as the Greater Los Angeles or the Gloss, but it goes all the way around to Vladivostok and to Southeast Asia. Our protagonist, our hero, McNeil, is an ex-cop who's been sent into the underbelly of this great conurbation to find a prowler who's killed a top executive, and he's joined on this mission by November, who's a ruthless operator. McNeil has had his eyes surgically enhanced, so he sees the world in black and white like an old 1940s noir movie, hence the title Noir. He's also dull to fear. There's been a shunt put in his brain, so when the adrenaline is high, he's deadened to any feelings of fear. And also he can visit his dead wife. It's a very strange, it's very dark, grim dark. The 2 books I've read so far this month are Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo and 28 Far Cries by Marc Nash. Ninth House is set in the world of Yale University, where there's these secret societies, these houses. There are 8 of these secret societies, and the 9th house is the one that keeps control, makes sure the other houses don't go out of control with their magic rights. This is dark academia, occult fantasy, and it's very much an adult fantasy novel. It's not a young adult like Leigh Bardugo has written before, like Six of Crows. This has some difficult scenes. There is scenes of sexual assault. There's also talk of drug abuse and other things. These could be trigger warnings. If these trigger you, I wouldn't recommend reading it. It's an interesting book. I enjoyed it. It may be a bit strong on the narrative. There's maybe too much narrative and not enough dialogue for my liking. The author, Leigh Bardugo, went to Yale University, so she can describe it in great detail. If that's your thing, you'll love this. And yeah, it was an interesting book. How can I describe Marc Nash's 28 Far Cries? verbose viscosity. These are 28 pieces of flash fiction. This is very short stories between 300 and 1,000 words. These are best consumed maybe one or two at a time, and then you allow them to digest and to process them. Marc is very much a painter with words, a true artist, many of which his pieces strain my lexical limits. I needed a dictionary more than once for words like flocculent, coruscations, penumbra and petrous grain, and there are some powerful lines talking of degenerating eyesight, another marker on the migration towards death. This is something that resonates with me. It's only in the last couple of years I've taken to wearing glasses as my body starts to decay. And also talking about interconnected world, a world joined up by interconnectivity, yet only amplifying human separation. My favourite in this collection was the new editors about some app which rendered literature unintelligible but somehow resulted in great sales figures. I enjoyed these even though I didn't understand them all, and I'm sure Marc doesn't intend the reader to understand them all. It's quite experimental, and I would give it 4 out of 5 on my rating, but then There are 2 books I've yet to start on my TBR. The first is Meridian by Alice Walker. I've been wanting to read some Alice Walker for a while. Katie from Books and Things highly recommends The Colour Purple, and Hannah recommended Meridian. So I'll see what Meridian is like. The other book I haven't started yet was this one I picked out of my TBR jar, Villa Pacifica, Kapka Kassabova, and I hope it lives up to its gorgeous cover. So that was the update to my TBR. If you liked this video, you can like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.